Last but not least, unlike other e-commerce sites, we help you work smart by offering end-to-end customized digital trading solutions for both buyer and sellers. Last but not least, it's time unlike other e-commerce sites, Indonesia's most preferred and reliable international marketplace for sourcing authentic Indonesian goods and services. Grow your business through madeinindonesia.com, Indonesia's gateway to global trade.
We're the world's leading testing, inspection, and certification company. We have an impact on almost every aspect of your life. Our global network of experts delivers services across a huge range of industries, bringing real benefits not just to our customers, but to all of us. And though our long-term success depends on growing the business, we know that we can do this while delivering sustainable value to all our stakeholders. At the heart of everything we do is our purpose: to enable a better, safer, and more interconnected world, and add real, measurable value to society. The challenges of 2020 made this even more important, and we continue to work hard to make our contribution. We help make sure our own people are safe and secure, taking care of their well-being and that of their families and broader communities. We find innovative ways to help our customers meet new challenges, keep working, and plan their recovery from the pandemic. We have increased capacity at our Biosafety Center in Glasgow to help companies test new vaccines, including those for coronavirus, while still allowing our people to do other vital work. In a year when personal protective equipment has never been more important, we test, certify, and improve the quality of items such as masks, replicating this expertise in other parts of the world. Our quick remote testing app allows us to undertake remote inspections even during lockdowns, reducing risk and saving time. These factors have a real impact on our performance and where it is strongest, across the different sectors of our business and the different regions in which we operate. Our resilience and ability to innovate are reflected in our financial results for 2020. Sustainability achievements reflect our commitment to enable a better, safer, and more interconnected world.
largest archipelago in the world and one of the richest countries in natural resources, is at the dawn of a digital revolution. Despite being the 24th largest exporter in the world, less than 10% of the country's exports are available online. So we've set out to open the Indonesian market to the world through MadeInIndonesia.com, the Mind marketplace. As international B2B buyers demand more and more sophisticated shopping experiences, we offer innovative digital solutions that combine the power of technology and the internet to improve product visibility, encourage direct selling, expand to global markets, and ultimately increase revenues. We envision becoming Indonesia's first and only 4.0 B2B2C international marketplace that is specially designed to showcase the best of Made in Indonesia products and services to the global market. We are the one-stop shop digital ecosystem for sourcing authentic Indonesian goods for both domestic and international buyers at wholesale prices directly from reputable manufacturers and within hassle-free environments. We aim to empower Indonesian manufacturers to not only digitalize but also commercialize and internationalize their businesses. We want to help transform Indonesia's SME sector into a powerhouse for economic growth. We do this by connecting the best of over 700,000 Indonesian SMEs and 5,000 corporations with potential buyers, traders, and sourcing agents worldwide. Mind is more than just a marketplace. It's a one-stop shop digital ecosystem that's both buyer and seller-centric. Mind Digital Ecosystem is an e-commerce enabler and export accelerator resolving three fundamental pain points for Indonesian manufacturers. 1. Access to market. Mind access Indonesia's gateway to global trade by connecting Indonesian manufacturers to millions of potential buyers worldwide. 2. Access to credit. Mind enables manufacturers to access dozens of business financing facilities from top 50 financial institutions, including banks, venture capitalists, angel investors, P2P lenders, government institutions, and export financiers using single application system. 3. Access to technology. Mind offers affordable and scalable technology solutions for Indonesian SMEs to stand out by evolving with trends and harnessing technology to boost operational efficiency, integrate business flows, and increase output and revenues using the power of automation. Mind delivers a seamless customer-centric shopping experience, enabling international buyers to access innovative trading solutions like third-party vendor verification, trade assurance, and multiple payment options, including line of credit in a secure, convenient, and hassle-free environment. Buyers are assured competitive prices because we remove the middleman so that buyers can transact directly with verified and authentic manufacturers, thus shortening delivery time. And since there are fewer parties involved, buyers can engage in direct negotiations with manufacturers for customizable orders. While we welcome a wide variety of products in Mind platform, our main focus categories include food and agro commodities, home and decor, apparel and accessories, and heavy equipment. MadeInIndonesia.com offers robust and state-of-the-art digital features and integration across all touchpoints for multiple interactions between buyers and sellers so that both parties derive value and get a consistent experience across various channels. Our marketplace is equipped with over 100 cutting-edge technological features ranging from bulk ordering systems, AI-led RFQ system, NLP-led multi-language chat system, to dozens of B2B payment and logistical options to ease online trading beyond borders. Last but not least, unlike other e-commerce sites, we help you work smart by offering end-to-end customized digital trading solutions for both buyer and sellers. It's time for you to evolve with Indonesia's most preferred and reliable international marketplace for sourcing authentic Indonesian goods and services. Grow your business through madeinindonesia.com, Indonesia's gateway to global trade.
We're the world's leading testing, inspection, and certification company. We have an impact on almost every aspect of your life. Our global network of experts delivers services across a huge range of industries, bringing real benefits not just to our customers, but to all of us. And though our long-term success depends on growing the business, we know that we can do this while delivering sustainable value to all our stakeholders. At the heart of everything we do is our purpose: to enable a better, safer, and more interconnected world, and add real, measurable value to society. The challenges of 2020 made this even more important, and we continue to work hard to make our contribution. We help make sure our own people are safe and secure, taking care of their well-being and that of their families and broader communities. We find innovative ways to help our customers meet new challenges, keep working, and plan their recovery from the pandemic. We have increased capacity at our Biosafety Center in Glasgow to help companies test new vaccines, including those for coronavirus, while still allowing our people to do other vital work. In a year when personal protective equipment has never been more important, we test, certify, and improve the quality of items such as masks, replicating this expertise in other parts of the world. Our quick remote testing app allows us to undertake remote inspections even during lockdowns, reducing risk and saving time. These factors have a real impact on our performance and where it is strongest, across the different sectors of our business and the different regions in which we operate. Our resilience and ability to innovate are reflected in our financial results for 2020. While our sustainability achievements reflect our commitment to enable a better, safer, and more interconnected world.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Ya, good afternoon, selamat siang, salam kebajikan, namo buddhaya, and best wishes to all of us. Praise to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, God Almighty. We have been blessed and graced by the chance together in this momentous event, virtual business meeting between Indonesia and India. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ari Wibo Irawan from madeindonesia.com, along with my colleague, also Mr. Bona Kusuma. For the next 2 hours, we will guide this event as a host and also moderator. Bona.
Yes, good afternoon, Pak Ari. It is a great day from here at New Delhi, India, and I would like also to welcome all participants, distinguished guests and speaker, and distinguished dignitaries. As Pak Ari mentioned, the event is about to start, so please enjoy and take the full benefit of it. Out of it. Thank you for the kind introduction. Back to you, Pak Ari.
Okay, thank you, Pak Bona. Before the event start, let us sing together, everyone, our national anthem, Indonesia Raya. Host may proceed the national anthem.
Yes, thank you for our national anthem from Indonesia Raya to keep us motivated in this difficult time of pandemic. We are still vibrant and always active to find solution on this. Allow me to inform you further that this event was held in collaboration with Indonesia Embassy in India, also with the full support from Indonesian Ministry of Trade. Also, my office as the Trade Attaché of Indonesian Embassy in India in collaboration with the Indonesian Trade Promotion Center, ITPC in Chennai, and of course, madeinindonesia.com as one of the first cross-border e-commerce B2B platform that has a high committed to support authentic Indonesia product in the global market. So we can proceed the event and the proceeding. Back to Pak Ari, please.
Okay, thank you, Pak Bona. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin this event with greeting to our honorable guest, His Excellency Mr. Muhammad Rizky Safari, Charge d'Affaires Indonesian Embassy in India, His Excellency Mr. Didi Sumedi MBA, Director General of National Export Development, Ministry of Trade, Honorable Mr. Kemal Panigoro, Director of madeindonesia.com, Mr. Bona Kusuma, Trade Attaché Indonesia Embassy in India, Mr. Kumar Jati, Head of ITPC Chennai, Mr. Rakesh Kumar Ashok Adwani, Director of Trading PT Sarinah Persero Tbk, Mr. Sunil Srirang Yole, Director Connectivity Product and Trade Facilitation Services SGS India, and also we have our VIP guest here, Mr. Hairul Saleh, coordinating Ministry for Economic of Republic Indonesia, Mr. Marah Kerma, Director of Indonesian Export Insurance or ASE, Mr. Agus Rofiuddin, Head of National Single Windows, or usually we call it LNSW, and also Mr. Hermiana, Director of Business Process Efficiency of LNSW also, Mr. Irham Habib, Director of Quality Assurance LNSW. And also there is a Mr. Bahartani Lama Kampali, Director of Local Economic Development, Ministry of Village Development of Disadvantaged Area and Transmigration. And also Mr. Budi Handoko, COO of Shipper, Mr. Musa Derek, Young Diplomat Functional Officer, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And the last one is Mrs. Putri Hani Regita, First Diplomat Functional Officer, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Last but not least, I also would like to say thank you and welcome on board all participants, both seller in Indonesia and also buyer from India in this virtual business meeting. This virtual business meeting divided into 3 agendas. The first one is keynote speech and also presentation from our honorable guests around 30 minutes. After that, there will be webinar at the main room around 90 minutes. And at the same time, we also conduct business meeting at the break room between buyer, seller, which is focused on processed product and also agro product. Please, Pak Bona.
Yes, thank you, Pak Ari. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let us now enter the first agenda. I would like to first welcome His Excellency Mr. Muhammad Rizky Safari, as Charge d'Affaires of Indonesian Embassy in India, to give a keynote speech to all of us. Please give a warm welcome to His Excellency Mr. Muhammad Rizky Safari. In short, usually we call him Pak Kiki. The time and screen is yours, sir. Please.
Thank you, Pak Bona and Pak Ari. Your Excellency Pak Didi Sumedi, Director General of National Export Development, Director of MadeInIndonesia.com, Mr. Kemal Panigoro, representative from the Directorate of Export Product Development, Mr. Miftah Farid, and all other respected representative association or Chamber of Commerce and companies from both India and Indonesia, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Namaste.
Waalaikumsalam.
Very good afternoon to all of us. It is really my honor to be able to welcome you all virtually to this very important and timely event that has been managed, that has been held under cooperation between the Ministry of Trade of Indonesia and also the Indonesian Embassy in New Delhi, India. As we have all known that India and Indonesia has a very strong relations that could be traced back centuries ago. It is that this background make the two countries has a very strong relationship in this modern time. One of the most momentous time in the bilateral relation between the two countries was in 2018, when India and Indonesia become a comprehensive, agreed on the comprehensive strategic partnership. It is very essential for the relationship between the two countries. As I said earlier, that this rooted back to history centuries ago. And as the follow-up of this comprehensive strategic partnership, there have been exchanges of visits of the two leaders respectively. And the two leaders, Prime Minister Modi and President Jokowi, has agreed, has made a pledge that the two countries should achieve the bilateral trade by the value of 50 billion US dollar by 2025. This pledge is agreeable for both countries, for both leaders, as it is for the fulfillment of the best interests of the two countries. And this is when we see that the bilateral trade between the two countries is increasing, is going to increase and increase. However, since the last 2 years, we've seen that both in Indonesia and India, we are facing and struggling to handle the pandemic of COVID-19. And this pandemic has the significant impact for the economic growth for the two countries. So, however, even in the times of pandemic, that being challenges for many of the domestic affairs, we are able to see the commitment, the unwavering commitment to strengthen the economic and trade bilateral between the two countries. When we see that engagement at the highest level still existing between the two countries, such as the visit of the Indonesian Minister of Trade in February 2020, and also the third biennial trade minister forum in June 2020. Both, although this one has been held in virtual mode. Ladies and gentlemen, the sectors that will be potential winners during this pandemic, among others, are agricultural sectors, food and beverage, textile, chemical, pharmaceutical, and medical devices. In India and Indonesia are enjoying growing trade relations. We also need to utilize further the advent of digital trade using various e-commerce platforms. And I firmly believe that with the support of our partner here at Indonesia.com, both countries' stakeholders in export and import could be taking the benefits of the availability of digital trade, improved supply chains, and the assurances of Indonesia's top products. And I really support the idea of this event, this virtual business meeting in 2021. And I hope this is not the first and the last event that we have. For I believe that the virtual platform will remain there and will be the future platform that make us both sides be beneficial for having channels that would be easier for anyone who are dealing with the trade and economic relation using the digital platform. Therefore, I would like to congratulate all the participants and highly appreciate the participation of those who are with us today, and also my highest appreciation for the committee who have been able to realize this event today. I believe and hope that this forum today would be beneficial at maximum level for both participating as well as the business players that are currently with us today. With that, I would like to say to express my heartfelt gratitude and highest appreciation once again, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, His Excellency, Mr. Muhammad Rizky Safari, for your kind keynote speech, warm and encouraging for all of us. So let us continue to hear the remarks and presentation bring upon by the Director General of National Export Development, Ministry of Trade, His Excellency Mr. Didi Sumedi, MBA. With great respect, sir, I will now hand over the floor to Mr. Didi Sumedi. The times and screen is yours, sir. Please do.
Mr. Bona. Can you hear me clearly?
I'm still hearing some break.
I hope everything's clear, so I can start my remarks. Maybe my internet connection is not stable.
Okay, sir. I think it's fine.
Hopefully,
we'll try to keep up.
We'll be fine. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Safari, just the affair of Indonesian Embassy in New Delhi, India. Mr. Kemal Panigoro, Director of Made in Indonesia. Also, Mr. Bambang Sunario, Senior B2B Sashibusan Dogani, Managing Director SGS India, Mr. PT Sarina, Mr. Bona Kusuma, my colleague, trade attaché in Indonesian Embassy in New Delhi. Also, Mr. Kumarajati, my tennis playmate in Indonesia. He is the head of respected representative of associations and chambers of commerce and companies from India and also from Indonesia. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good afternoon. First of all, please allow me to thank all of you for joining this virtual business matching. During this global pandemic that we faced in almost 2 years until now, it is certainly my privilege to be here. I like to express my sincere appreciations to the Embassy of Republic of Indonesia in New Delhi, Indonesia Trade Promotion Center Office in Chennai, and in Indonesia.com, and all businesses partners that have contributed to make this event possible. COVID-19 pandemic has forced the world to experience a slowdown in economic growth. Indonesia able to maintain the growth of non-oil and gas export and recorded a surplus of $20.92 billion in January to July this year. And furthermore, Indonesia's export performance was recorded at $113.8 billion. Actually, this value increased by 33.2% when compared to the same period last year. This India and Indonesia will mark 72nd anniversary of our diplomatic relations. Of course, India has been a crucial part of Indonesia's journey until today, and India is Indonesia's fourth biggest trade partner in the world. There has been a rapid technical difficulties happening. Sorry, there is a technical problem with the connection.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
I'll begin again.
Now it's more clear, sir.
Okay, thank you. Indonesia and India share a strong interest in advancing our trade relations, and trade between Indonesia and India has been experiencing a positive trend for the past 5 years. And for the period of January-June this year, our total trade grown by 40.8%, with the value reach $9.1 billion. This is quite the value is very promising. I hope that in the near future this value will be more and more increasing. And of course, our event today is aimed to increase trade relation between our two countries by bringing together businessmen in one virtual room to discuss about potential businesses that can be explored in the future, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of business in the future, let me highlight some opportunities in India. India's population is 1.4 billion people. It is more than fourfold from Indonesia, of course. And India's middle class is more dynamic, since it is expected to have a growth rate of 8.5% until 2030. Today, the middle class population in India is almost 400 million people. This middle class population in India not only will increase the following years, but also expected to double in the next 9 years. In India, millennials remain the key drivers of consumer markets. Other opportunities in which India and Indonesia are two of Asia's most resonant success stories. They are the continent's third and fifth largest economies and members of the G20. Besides, under the ASEAN-India FTA agreement, ASEAN member states and India have agreed to open their respective markets by progressively reducing and eliminating duties on a range of goods. Despite the opportunities faced by businesses to enter in Indian market, I also note that doing business in India can be very interesting in many different aspects and relies heavily on relationships, likewise in Indonesia also, and specific formal and informal networks. In building a business network is key when you want to be successful in India. You may search a local partner to build up your local business network. Other challenging things is there are no direct flights from Indonesia to India and vice versa, which affect, of course, connectivity between business people. Here with us today is our trade representative in New Delhi and Chennai, which may tell us more stories on opportunities and interesting things in building business in India. Ladies and gentlemen, let me highlight some points regarding Indonesia's digital economy. Last year, in 2020, Indonesia's digital economy is contributing 4% towards the national GDP. Indonesia's digital economy is predicted to grow up to 8-fold from 632 trillion Indonesian rupiah, or roughly about $44.4 billion in 2020, to 4,531 trillion Indonesian rupiah, or roughly about $319 billion, or there is an increase of 18%, I should say, of national GDP in 2030. This projection, due to rapid digital transformation during the pandemic era, which has shaped a new digital habit of consumers. In this case, e-commerce plays an important role on digital economy, where its transaction value in 2020 increased by 29.6% from previous years, and projected to reach 354.3 trillion Indonesian rupiah this year. In order to gain the momentum of this digital transformation, as well as a signal of global economic recovery, business people need to match the new digital expectation that have emerged. Today event is a way to seize existing opportunities to establish business relations through virtual platform. So I would like to say thank you for Indonesian Embassy, New Delhi, and madeinindonesia.com for arranging this wonderful event. I would also like to invite you to a well-known event for India's buyers. This year, we are holding a Trade Expo Indonesia for the 36th event this year. And this Trade Expo will be held in digital edition. It's like a virtual event. Previously, we held this event offline, but due to the pandemic, of course, we have to shift this event to digital edition. Trade Expo Indonesia digital edition will be held from 21st October to 3rd November, online interactive. But actually, we hold this event until 20th December. This is for the showcase. This virtual event will be offering a wide range of Indonesian export products and providing a platform to connect Indian buyer with Indonesian exporter. Please mark your calendar and plan your visit to Trade Expo Indonesia digitally. Ladies and gentlemen, as my ending remarks, although right now condition, we are still facing pandemic because of COVID-19, but hopefully in the near future, the business and trade between Indonesia and India can be increased and explored more vibrantly and give more prosperity to people and give the best products to the society. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your kind attention. Terima kasih. Dhanyavad. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, His Excellency, Mr. Didi Sumedi, for your nice and very personal keynote speech. I'm sure it's moved everybody in this virtual conference. And even with the Trade Expo Indonesia, the digital edition that is around the corner, that will entice people to consider and positively visit that very good upcoming event. So for the next speech, I would like to pass the mic's baton back to Mr. Ari again. Mr. Ari, please continue.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much once again, His Excellency, Mr. Didi Sumedi MBA, for your keynote speech, and also my colleague, Mr. Bonakusuma, for your comment. Anyway, now let's give the floor to our director of MadeInIndonesia.com, Mr. Kemal Panigoro. To Mr. Kemal Panigoro, the time is yours, sir.
Thank you, Ari. His Excellency, Mr. Muhammad Rizky Safari, Charge d'Affaires of the Embassy of Indonesia in India, Honorable Mr. Didi Sumedi, Director General of National Export Development, Ministry of Trade of the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Shashi Bhushan Jugani, Managing Director of SJS India, Mr. Rakesh Kumar Ashok, Director of Trading PT Sarina, Mr. Bonakusuma, Trade Attaché of the Embassy of Indonesia in India, Mr. Kumarajati, Head of ITPC Chennai, Excellencies, Ambassadors, Company Representative, and Buyers, partners, media, and guests. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
It gives me great pleasure, together with our distinguished guests here, for our collaboration in promoting Indonesian businesses to the global trade. On behalf of the MadeInIndonesia.com team, let me extend a warm welcome to all guests who have joined our event this afternoon. I am most grateful for your strong support to our mission to be the catalyst in empowering Indonesian manufacturers, corporations, wholesalers, exporters, and Indonesia's SME sector in the global supply chains. I would like to thank Director General of National Export Development of Ministry of Trade, Mr. Didi Sumedi, for honoring us with his presence at this event. His presence here today underscores the effort that Indonesian government have made to boost the Indonesian export growth. MadeInDonesia.com, together with Indonesian Embassy in India and ITPC Chennai, have organized this afternoon to launch virtual business meeting Indonesia-India 2021, which will strengthen the ties between the business of Indonesia and India. More than 15 Indonesian suppliers representing two product categories, processed food and agro products, asked to be included for this afternoon event, including selected buyers based in India. Their enthusiasm is a good reflection of the economic opportunities during the COVID-19 pandemic and their confidence in Indonesia's future. Distinguished guests, Indonesia and India have strong economic ties. The trade relation between the two countries have enhanced considerably as the volume of bilateral trade has crossed the figure of $14 billion as of 2020. We are working hard to increase business-to-business interaction between the two countries during this difficult time, when pandemic has posed unprecedented challenge to global trade on the one hand and unfolded numerous opportunities on the other. MadeInIndonesia.com can help foreign businessmen navigate through a complex environment by finding them good Indonesian partners. With the highly selected suppliers and broad spectrum of product categories, there are many new opportunities to look at. MadeInIndonesia.com strategic plan affirms and advance our commitment to strengthen and foster B2B interaction between Indonesia and other countries. And the establishment of monthly virtual business meeting after Egypt, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, and the Philippines respectively has further demonstrated our aforementioned commitment. Ladies and gentlemen, MadeInIndonesia.com has great aspiration. I believe that the launch of virtual business meeting will complement and contribute to bilateral trade of Indonesia and India. Finally, I would like to thank all our partners here for your support and encouragement. I wish you all continue good health and success. I look forward to continue working with you all to broaden and deepen our promotion and expanding promotion on Indonesian products. Back to Mr. Ari.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kemal Panigoro, for your remark. Next is presentation from Mr. Bambang Sunario as our Senior B2B Sales Manager of MadeInIndonesia.com. Now I will hand over the floor to Mr. Bambang Sunario.
Okay, thank you. His Excellency Mr. Muhammad Rizky Safari, Charge Affairs Indonesian Embassy in India, Mr. Didi Sumadi, Director General of National Export Development, Ministry of Trade, Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Kumarajati, Director of ITPC Chennai, India, other panelists and everyone who are already in this virtual business meeting. Good afternoon. First of all, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Bambang Sunario, Senior Export Manager at MadeInIndonesia.com. Allow me to share screen. Okay, first of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for having this great international business meeting between Indonesia and India. MadeInIndonesia.com as Indonesia gateway to global trade. With the background, Indonesia, the largest archipelago in the world and one of the richest countries in natural resources. MadeInIndonesia.com is created with market focus and bold vision and mission to build Indonesia's first international marketplace B2B cross-border e-commerce and to empowering Indonesia companies to conduct B2B digital export. However, B2B sourcing and exporting from Indonesia are quite complex. In the meantime, majority Indonesian SMEs are not ready for export. Therefore, MadeInIndonesia.com providing three access. First, access to technology. Second, access to market. And third, access to financing. But how does it work? We at MadeInIndonesia.com offer solution. First, simplifying international sourcing and procurement from Indonesia. For example, distance from New Delhi to Jakarta, Indonesia is more than 3,000 miles. Surely take time and cost. Therefore, our Indian buyers not requires to come over to Jakarta to conduct business trip, since it has been well facilitated at our website MadeInIndonesia.com. We also have verified sellers, mainly and especially from SMEs, And we also have a KYC system, so our buyers will get benefit of competitive and economical prices for end-to-end procurement. Number two, creating reputation system through our website, meetinIndonesia.com, to ensure trust from our international buyers to conduct B2B export-import transaction online. This will decrease product cycle time and expedite business process even less than 1 month. This also increase transparency for online business process, secure payment system, and we also provide third-party verification to increase trust. And third, meetinIndonesia.com as one-stop shop digital ecosystem. We provide services in our platform to build grown-up for cross-border B2B e-commerce. For example, as we can look at the slide, there is advanced RFQ, request for quotation, means that when our international buyers key into RFQ for product and its specification, then we'll deliver to our related sellers to get response and quotation immediately. There is also multiple currency, which is provide exchange rate real time. There is also multiple languages, these 9 international languages. This will liberating our user, both buyer and sellers, from language barriers. We also provide worldwide logistic services and so on. Okay, next slide. We conducted virtual meeting for both of national and international business meeting with United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Egypt, Philippines, etc. These are the brands that already joined us with more than 2,000 merchants already onboarding in meetinIndonesia.com. And these are our strategic partner. More than 50 strategic partner from both of government and non-government or private sector. So all those we do hope can support our seller and especially our international buyers from India to conduct business matching and to accelerate process and transaction for export. Last but not least, since we are still living in this COVID-19 pandemic, so please take care, stay safe, and keep healthy to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bambang Sunario, for your brief presentation about MadeInIndonesia.com. And then we can conclude that actually MadeInIndonesia.com as the first cross-border e-commerce B2B platform in Indonesia. This event seems to be of great interest to many people because the number of the participants continues to increase and approaching to 200 participants. By the way, our admin will arrange and transfer the selected buyer, which already recommended by the trade attaché and also ITPC, to meet with our 15 seller to join the breakout room. I need help and also coordination with Mr. Agi, Miss Dewi, and also Miss Ratih, because we are about to join the business meeting at the breakout room. We are very in safe hand, I mean, because there will be guided by Mr. Rico and also Mr. Bambang Sunario from MadeInIndonesia.com to make sure the discussion will be running smoothly. And of course, there will be a member of Trade Attaché Indonesia Embassy in India and also ITPC Chennai. Not only that, we also provide 2 private rooms for negotiation or further discussion. We are from Made in Indonesia will be happy to give assistance and answer all the question and requirement. Meanwhile, at the main room, so we are divided into two things. The first one is break room, and then the second one is main room. So everyone that actually not selected to join the break room, you all guys can stay here in the main room because we will have webinar and very interesting topic and also discussion about the business opportunity both in India and also in Indonesia, because we will have three prominent speakers. The first one is Mr. Kumara Jati, head of ITPC Chennai. You can ask many questions about business in India. And also there will be Mr. Rakesh Kumar Ashok Adwani. Mr. Rakesh is the director of trading PT Sarinah Persero Tbk. Is actually state-owned company from Indonesia, because if you want to have a business with Indonesia, if you want to have an engagement with Indonesia, please stay tuned at the webinar because Mr. Rakesh will give us a lot of information. And then the last one is Mr. Sunil Sirangyole, Director Connectivity Product Trade Facilitation Service, SGS India. So we have a very complete package here. We got a government side, we got a state-owned company, and also we have Mr. Sunil from SGS as the very prominent company, I think, SGS. Okay, all right. And then after that, we will continue with the talk show or Q&A that will be guided with by my colleague, Mr. Bonakusuma. All right, Mr. Agi, everything is already done for the breakout room?
Ready, Mr. Ari.
Already, yeah? So the rest is actually the one who will follow the webinar, yeah? All right, all right. Mr. Bona, we are ready to the second agendas, Mr. Bona?
Yes, indeed, Pak Ari.
Indeed, yeah.
So,
because
so let's start that, yeah.
Let's start, yeah, Pak, yeah. I think the event is getting hot, Pak, right now. All right,
Of course.
Let me begin this event. I mean, the second agendas. I would like to say hello again and then say introduction. Assalamualaikum, and good afternoon, Mr. Kumari, Mr. Rakesh, and also Mr. Sunir. Maybe I need to hear the voice just to make sure the connection is stable. Hello, Mr. Kumari.
Hello, Mr. Ari.
All right, Mr. Kumari. I think you already look more in India right now, yeah?
Yes.
Since you're living in Chennai. Anyway, Mr. Rakesh.
Hello, Mr. Ari.
Right.
Good day to you, ladies and gentlemen.
Good day, Mr. Rakesh. Wow. The handsome guy, yeah, Mr. Rakesh, yeah? And also Mr. Sunil. Good afternoon, Mr. Sunil.
Hi, good afternoon.
Okay, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm very fine.
Okay. All right. I hope
My colleague is also there, Abraham.
Abraham, yeah. I would like also to say hello to Mr. Abraham.
Dr. Abraham.
Hello, Dr. Abraham.
Hello.
Okay. Maybe we can also have your participation, yeah, during the talk show, Mr. Abraham, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
All right, all right. I hope all of you are fine.
Okay.
Yes, healthy and of course happy, yeah. Because healthy is not enough, Pak Bona, right now, Pak. We need to be happy, Pak, to boost our immune, right? Okay, because we are in the middle of the pandemic, the Delta variant right now. Okay, by the way, it's nice and pleasure to meet again in this webinar. Let me maybe introduce myself again for the second time. My name is Ari Boyrawan. I'm along with Mr. Bona Kusuma from India. So everything is safe in Pak Bona's hand, I think. And then for the next 1 hour and a half, I will guide we will guide this webinar as a moderator along with my partner in crime, yeah, Mr. Bona, partner in crime. I'm from Indonesia and also Pak Bona. Maybe I would like to give brief information, Pak Bona, and all of you that Made in Indonesia is a platform B2B. Actually, we are still new kid on the block, Pak. I can say like that. As we are a startup that just began last year. We just began live last year, actually, back to March 2020. But we always try our best, Pak. So allow me to inform you again. This is maybe the rule of the game for the webinar. So there will be 3 speakers. Each speaker will present around 20 minutes, Mr. Kumar, Mr. Rakesh, and also Mr. Sunil. We have our admin, Mr. Agi. If you need us to share the presentation or something like that, just let us know. After 3 speakers, there will be around maybe 3 or 5 questions ya Pak Bona ya. And also I would like to give the time to you Pak Bona. Maybe if you have something to say or something to review. So
Definitely, Pak Ari.
yes, agreed Pak. So I will give the first chance to Mr. Kumara Jati as the head of ITPC Chennai to present. But Mr. Kumara Jati, before you begin your presentation, let me introduce yourself, Pak. Mr. Kumara Jati, SOS MSE PhD, is actually Mr. Kumara PhD in Economics by Research, School of Business Economic, University of Brunei Darussalam, Negara Brunei Darussalam, back to 2012 until 2015. Master degree or postgraduate program, Economic Science, Faculty Economic, University of Indonesia, back to 2007 until 2009. And then for the professional, Mr. Kumara is a director of Indonesian Trade Promotion Center or ITPC in Chennai, India, Ministry of Trade, Republic Indonesia from 2019 until now. And then before that, Mr. Kumara is the head of subsection Regional Non-Asian at Center for Indonesian Trade Corporation Policy, Ministry of Trade back to 2015 and until 2018. I think that's all, Mr. Kumara. The time is yours. You can present your presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, host moderator Mr. Ari Wibowo from Made in Indonesia and Mr. Bona Kusuma, Trade Attaché Indonesian Embassy in New Delhi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Namaste, Vanakam, greetings, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. With great joy and immense pleasure, I feel privileged to extend my sincere thanks for joining us today in this virtual business forum and business matching between Indonesia and India arranged by Indonesian Embassy in New Delhi and MadeInIndonesia.com and ITPC Chennai. Distinguished speakers, His Excellency Mr. Muhammad Rizky Safari, Charge d'Affaires, Indonesian Embassy in India, His Excellency Mr. Ridhi Sumedi, MBA, Director General of National Export Development, Ministry of Trade of Republic of Indonesia, Honorable Director of MadeInIndonesia.com, Mr. Kemal Panigoro, Honorable Senior B2B Sales Manager, MadeInIndonesia.com, Mr. Bambang Sunario, and honorable speakers from SGS India, Dr. Ave Abraham, and honorable speakers from PT Sarina Persero, Mr. Rakesh Atwani, respected representative of associations, chambers of commerce, and companies from India and Indonesia, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me share the screen first. Yeah, actually, before Mr. Ridhi Sumedi already shared some of the data, but let me share again some of them. Right now, we want to focus on India and Indonesia trade relation. This is the trade opportunities between Indonesia and India. We have so many opportunities. Right now, Indonesia is number 4th most populous country in the world, around 275 million people. India is the 2nd most populous country in the world, around 1.39 million people. But in the future, in 2030, the prediction going to be surpass China, become a number 1. And then the middle and upper income population in Indonesia is around 240 million people, around 91%. In other hand, India in terms of percentage is less, 22%, but the number is more than Indonesia, around 286 million people. And both country, Indonesia is part of $1 trillion country, Indonesia with 1.1 trillion US dollar total GDP, and India 2.9 trillion US dollar. In terms of GDP per capita, Indonesia around 4,200, India around 2,100. And in terms of province, Indonesia has 34 provinces, India has total around 37 provinces, including 29 states and 8 union territories. And if you see the economic indicators on the bottom, so in the year 2020, because of pandemic, there is an economic crisis. Indonesia suffered around -2%, India around -9%. But don't worry, in the year 2021, we need to optimistic. The prediction in the economic growth will be 5%, and India around 7 until 8%. Even in the second quarter this year, economic growth year to year Indonesia is already boost around 7%. So there is optimistic in this year. In terms of population of pyramid in India, actually India has the world largest youth population. The numbers is around 356 million. Is number one, and the second is China, around 269 million people, and India is number three with Indonesia around 67 million. So if we focus on this millennial, we can target this market, and then we can also increase the business between these two countries. How about the Indonesia-India trade performance? So if we see in this left table, among ASEAN countries, bilaterally, Indonesia is India's number one trading partner in terms of total trade. So the total trade in the period January-June 2021 was 9.14 billion US dollar. It is increased 40% compared to the same period last year. So it's a big number. Even if we see the total export, Indonesia to India in the January-June 2021, it's reached 5.64 billion US dollar. It increased 19% compared to the last year same period. So there is optimistic, although there is still pandemic, but the total trade and the export also increased. The latest data in the month of July, also India is number 4, contributed the largest non-oil and gas export, around 0.96 billion US dollar. And next, we can see the 20 export Indonesian commodities to India. So the 4 largest export commodities to India is coal, palm oil products, iron and steel, and chemical products. And also there are 2 commodities whose exports will increase significantly in 2021, including plastic and plastic goods, HS code 39, main staple fibers, HS code 55. Other than that, we have also rubber, chemicals, tin articles, wood, pulp, spices, and other commodities. How about the trading procedures and regulations? This is important information in India market. The market demand in India is estimated to be large enough to continue to increase, but with relatively small profit margin. So based on the experience of the exporter, they will play in the volume. So although the margin usually less, but if we play in the volume, the profit will be increased. That's number 1. Number 2, India is one of the largest producer in the world. So Indonesian products that want to enter India should have good quality and competitive price. And number 3, Indian business people usually prefers to import raw materials and supporting materials to increase their local production of manufacturing unit. And number 4, like in Indonesia, there is a BPOM. In India, we have FSSAI, Food and Safety and Standards Authority of India. So this is a government body that check the products quality of food that want to enter India, even locally. And also there is a license of a green dot for vegetarian product and red dot for non-veg product logo. If you product there is no like some kind of meat ingredient, so just put the green dot, but it's according to the regulation FSSAI. The last but not least, there is a mandatory of maximum retail price MRP. This is not only for all processed food, but also other essential goods, strategic goods. But in Indonesia, maybe we just only in medicine and also basic necessities. And then next, we can see the useful information source of trade regulation in India. There are 4 websites that we can see. There is a Directorate General of Foreign Trade, DGFT, dgft.gov.in. That's number 1. Number 2, we have FSSAI. Bureau of Indonesian Standard, BIS. In Indonesia, there is a SNI. And the last, regulation related to the Spices Board of India in indianspices.com. Besides regulation, in indianspaces.com, sometimes they put also reference price in there. And then if distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, also want to check the company in India, the verification, the tax number, you can check in mca.gov.in from Ministry of Corporate Affairs to check, verify the corporate identity number, CIN. If in Indonesia, we call it nomor induk berusaha, but India, there is a corporate identity number. And then if you want to check the tax number, in India, there is a goods and services tax GST number. And the last, not least, in India also there is a import-export code, IEC. So these three websites is very useful. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, this is just a basic concept, but also important. We want to focus on export document, usually issued by exporters, government, non-government, is arise based on agreements and regulation, and sales contract. So what is sales contract? Sales contract is a document, letter of approval between exporter, importer, which is follow up of the purchase order that contains requirement form of quality, quantity, price, method of payment, method of delivery, certification, and other. So once again, we would like to remind, if exporter and importer want to have transaction selling the goods, better to have a proper sales contract, because sometimes if just only call and then email is not proper. Okay, and then this is just a flow, like how to get the sales contract. The exporter can have the promotion, importer give inquiry, and then the exporter give offset, importer order give order, and then sales contract signing. This is just a basic thing I would like to skip. And then the important agreement, there is a ASEAN-India Free Trade Agreement. There are three things you can highlight here. There are ASEAN-India Free Trade Agreement in trade in goods, and then ASEAN-India Trade in Services Agreement, and then ASEAN-India Investment Agreement. So based on this regulation between India and Indonesia, there is a preferential tariff. Although some tariff is still high, but Indonesian exporter can get this preferential tariff as long as using the certificate of origin. For this optimizing of trade negotiation, I would like to skip. Sorry. Okay, so during this PPKM in Indonesia and also partial lockdown, so we can use the online trade promotion. So thank you so much from Made in Indonesia as a platform B2B. Maybe ladies and gentlemen also can use this platform with cooperation coordination with the madeindonesia.com. So if you can see the number of users on mobile phone, internet, and social media, there is interesting data from Hotsuite. We are social. In Indonesia, although the population around 270 million, the unique mobile phone users is around 338 million. So there is indication one person not only has one unique phone number, but sometimes they have two or three. And then if we see the India data, even the number is very big. 1 billion people have unique phone mobile phone users. How about the internet users? In Indonesia, there is 175 million internet users. In India, the number is almost 4 times bigger, 687 million internet users. And then the active social media in Indonesia around 160 million. In India, around 40 million active social media users. But if you see in the world, even the unique phone users, we have 5.1 billion, internet user 4.5 billion, and then active social media user around 3.8 billion users. So if distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, especially exporter importer, please use this platform like marketplace, e-commerce, and other things to promote, to sell your product. So what is the function of a market? Especially in the online and the B2B, we can see in the right side, people can get greater information richness. That's number one. Number two, it can lower the search cost for the buyers. And then number three, there is less asymmetric information. So if we can compare the price between one exporter and then the other exporter, we can also negotiate there directly. And then the buyers and seller can be in different location. The exporter can be in Indonesia, the importer can be India or other place in the world. And then the profit increase rapidly as the sales volume increase. So although the profit sometimes not too big, but if the volume is big, later on the profit also can increase. And the last but not least, there is an electronic catalog. So the exporter, the trader not only can post pictures, but right now also available in video. This is a digital-based online promotion concept. There are 6 concepts that we can be highlight here. So the business people can use communication through information technology to promote trade activity. That's number one. Number two, can use the innovation. So this platform like Made in Indonesia is very useful to promote, to increase the trade. And number three, the digital-based online promotion concept, we can get free training, seminar, and participate in online training seminar can increase knowledge, how to promote, how to trade, because every country has a different culture, different consumer preference, so we can get new things in there. And number four, we have to be creative, informative, and productive. We can access new knowledge and generate ideas, creativity, and productivity. And then number five, we have to be open-minded. Like I said before, in India also has their own culture, has their own consumer behavior. So we need to be open-minded if we want to interact with the international business people. And number six, the business people have to get the power to solve complex problem solving, because like I said before, in 2020 there is an economic crisis, and until right now there is a pandemic. We have to get the ability to solve complex problems and in various challenges. And the last data, in Indonesia in this year, the online merchants is increased around 300%. It's a huge number. So this is next slide. So you can see the essential elements in marketplace. The three essential elements is suppliers, customers, and infrastructures. I think from Mr. Bambang scenario already explained, this is just a basic marketplace essential. We need to understand how the network and database is working if you want to choose a certain e-commerce platform B2B, and then we can choose the platform that can give the best services to the customers. This is just example marketplace in India. We can also learn from the big company that already penetrate in India. Most of the company has a professional platform like in Amazon India, and then in Flipkart, IndiaMart, Trade India, and some Indonesian product already promote and sell like a wafer, biscuit, chocolate, candy, instant noodle, and then A4 paper and other things. This is just additional information. It is very useful. One-stop service to provide convenience for business actors. It's called inaexport.id. If the business people, exporter, importer want to use this platform, just go the website. This inaexport.id can give services, can show product showcase, business inquiry, research corner, Right now, the number of exporter members around 6,600, and also there is 4,300 products uploaded by members, and there are 400 market information already uploaded by trade representative. This is the strengthened utilization of INA export. Maybe I'll skip this. So for the closing, we would like to highlight about PPR strategies to enhancing India-Indonesia trade relation. First is production. So the exporter, the business people need to maintain product quality, quantity, continuity, and creativity. So this is essential. And the second one, we need to increase the value added. So we cannot just focus in the raw material, bulky material. If we can put brand, if we can give value added, it will be great, can give more profit to the business people. And number three, we need to follow the market trend with a new innovation. We have to check the targeted market. What is the consumer behavior? And number four, we need to analyze and branding the product. Although sometimes the product is the same, if branding is known by the people, so can increase the value. And then for promotion, we need to understand the suitable platform to promote and to sell. Is it gonna be offline or through marketplace? We need to understand that. And then number two, we need to find the right way to promote and sell. Is it gonna be branded or unbranded? Is gonna be for high-end people or low-end people? And also we can learn from market leaders, multinational companies, experienced stakeholders. And last but not least, for the regulation, we need to understand the import regulation in India, updating the central and local government policy, and then use preferential tariff, import tariff from ASEAN-India Free Trade Agreement, COO. Okay, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your kind attention. Mika Nandri, Sukriya, terima kasih, matur nuwun. I give back to Pak Ari Wibowo and Mr. Bonokusuma. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kumara. I think you already closing in many languages, yeah, Mr. Kumara. That's good thing. Anyway, we go to the second speakers. The one who really handsome in my corner, actually, Mr. Rakesh Kumar Asok Adwani. Actually, Mr. Rakesh is very young. I mean, like a young gun. Let me read again the resume of Mr. Rakesh. About education, Mr. Rakesh, Master in Business Administration or MBA, specialization in Business Management, Philippine School of Business Administration, Manila, Philippines. Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, BSBA, specialization in Accounting and Business Management, Philippine School of Business Administration, Manila, Philippines. And professional, I think there are many, your track of record, Mr. Rakesh. I see your CV like 9 pages, actually. I just put the last one, Pak, three last one, yeah. On August 2020 until present, Mr. Rakesh is Director of Trading and Property, member of Board of Director PT Sarina Persero Tbk, a state-owned enterprise, retailer, import, export, and also local distribution. And then also November 2019 until August 2020 as a General Manager, Export and International Business, PT Mustika Ratu Tbk. This is also very well-known company in Indonesia, manufacturer of body care, personal care, skin care, hair care, oral care, etc. And also August 2016 until October 2019, country manager buying perfume, cosmetic, skincare, watch, jewelry, accessories, fashion boutique Terminal 3 Soekarno-Hatta International Airport, PT Aura Cantik Jakarta Indonesia, a joint venture company with the Air Renata International, Ireland. All right. I think that's all, Mr. Rakesh, for me, because you have many good things in your resume. By the way, I will give time to Mr. Rakesh. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you very much, Pari, for those kind words. Highly appreciated. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Clearly, Pak. Very good, Pak.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Pari. Thank you for the heads up, Mabona. A very good day to Mr. Muhammad Rizki Safani, Charge d'Affaires, the Indonesian Embassy in India. Mr. Didi Sumedi, Director General of National Export Department for the Ministry of Trade. Mr. Kemal Panigoro, Director of Mine. Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow speakers this afternoon. This is a pleasure for Peter Sarina Persero, and on behalf of the members of the Board of Directors, taking up this good chance to put a face to everyone, to a little bit explain about Sarina. So allow me to share my screen. Sorry. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, are we able to see the screen? Okay, thank you, Babona. Right, so for most of the audience this afternoon who are present here and coming from Indonesia, I am certain that Sarina Persero is not a new name to all of you. It's a very familiar name. Sarina is the first high-rise building in Indonesia. It is the first building which had a department store in Indonesia. The first building in the country to have escalator installed. So it's today called as the Cagar Budaya. So it's Indonesian Cultural and Heritage Building. Now, Sarina's mission is to be the Indonesian SME aggregator. So we are here playing a very crucial role in bringing forward Indonesian premium industries, small and medium companies to the international platform. We are currently going through a transformation phase where Sarina is transforming from an end-to-end basis. And I would like to share a little bit about what we are currently doing, ladies and gentlemen. I also would like to explain about what are some of the export products, right, which we have received inquiry from the buyers in India. Currently, we are working on some projects on some products that they have inquired. And we also would like to bring forward some activities, share with you some activities that we are currently working very closely with Mine to perform these going forward. Right. I would like to go and explain to you that, so as I initially said, right, that our vision here is to prosper the local Indonesian small and medium companies. And we are doing this by empowering their capacity. So we are giving them a lot of insights. Again, the role of Sarina here is to really focus on a curation process of bringing these products to the international market. So we are creating a synergy with internal parties, with all of our stakeholders, developing the sustainability of our business, creating ideal networks. And the most important is we want to give a platform to Indonesian SMEs to go global. It's very interesting to know that across the globe, there are a lot of Indonesian products being available. And the mission of Sarina is to make a step ahead. Now, I'd like to show you some. Just before that, as I said at the very beginning, that Sarina is going through a transformation phase. So what we are currently doing is we are renovating our entire building. So you will be able to see a new look and feel of the Sarina building, which looks right in front of your screens at the moment. So Sarina is known for its department store. We are a retailer, but besides that, we are also into other businesses. So we will be having a high-end retail or specialty store concept. We would be having one area dedicated for handicrafts, which has been our core in the past trading years, and we would like to bring this forward. And because it's a mall concept, we would be having an outdoor sky deck concept and an exhibition area to be able to foster what's the culture of our country, and so that our children going forward will always remember those cultural values, right? Sarina is also going to have the first state-owned duty-free business. So this is part of our transformation. So it's an end-to-end. It's a transformation in the business. It's a transformation in its human capital and the transformation in its business portfolio. So Sarina duty-free, where we are going to have two corners. We are going to have the house of Sarina with the local products, and it will have the international brands as well. So why being, a heritage building, a cultural building, why going through a transformations phase? So of course, the most important thing is because we want to follow the current trends and to optimize Sarina as a legendary brand. Again, Sarina is a landmark for people buying their last minute shopping when it comes to any souvenirs, any products that you may need. Now we want to further foster that. The third objective is to bring Sarina to grow not only in the domestic but also in the global market. And this is the most important, ladies and gentlemen, is to serve as a locomotive that carries the local products. Yeah. So whatever you're looking for from any island of our country is going to be available from Sarina. We are working with various ministries, with various companies to be able to bring the products forward. And Sarina has the support from the government as being a state-owned company. So therefore, we get a lot of support for what products that you need that we can supply to you. Last but not the least is the most important is bringing forward Sarina Tamrin building with a new look and feel, ladies and gentlemen. So coming to our main topic, right, that Sarina is not only a retailer, but we are also very strong in our trading activity. So what is it that we have been focusing? We have been focusing on import. So we get the designation from the Ministry of Trade to import. And in fact, Sarina is importing a very substantial quantity of Indian basmati rice. And I suppose if they are exporters here, exporting rice, so you would be very familiar with this. Aside than this, we also do imports for other commodities as well. Export, to be very honest, we are currently focusing on exports in a very strategic manner, and I would like to show you that shortly. Local distribution and international business expansion. So what Sarina is doing is, we are going to have a Sarina corner or an Indonesian corner with our business partner, Dufree Swiss. So we have entered into an agreement with Dufree. We are going to open a duty-free shop. So we have a joint venture agreement for Jakarta. At the same time, this is a bilateral trade agreement. So Dufree comes into Jakarta and they will be operating in Sarina in the downtown duty-free. We are exploring other airports with the state-owned Angkasa Pura airports to explore in other parts of the country where we can open. At the same time, we are going to have international expansion. So Sarina is going to have a corner in some of the locations of Dufree, as it is the #1 travel retail operator. So we are currently going to open a corner at Genting, at a duty-paid shop in Genting, ladies and gentlemen. We have been exporting into various markets, yeah, but again, this time we are really concentrating on our core areas, and I would like to highlight this in the next slide. We have been exporting a lot of Indonesian fashion. Well, this is when we talk about Indonesian batik or we talk about Indonesian tenun, it's not only the end product, but it's also the shawl, or it's also the scarves that we export a lot. Our second important line is the rattan furniture. So our forests here have been very much well known in producing high quality rattan. We export a lot to Chile, to Mexico, and to other parts of Latin America. Another thing which I did not put in here is bamboo-based products, which we export a lot to Saudi Arabia. And of course, we have others such as bags. We have home decorative products, and I would like to show you shortly that we received very good inquiries from online platform where Sarina is available on a B2B basis for some home decorative products. And these buyers are coming from India, mainly from Hyderabad and from Delhi. So I have put that in my next slide. And also we are strong in terms of commodities. So we have, raw cashew nuts, and then we have other products that we are exporting. In the past, we also used to be exporting charcoal, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to put this picture because we are currently into a very good and progressive discussion with a prospective buyer in Hyderabad, and they inquired for this piece of rattan product, which they actually want to put it as a product for art and crafts in some schools in India. So we are currently working on this project, and we are also working on this project, which is made up of rattan, and these are you call this as a children a decorative area. It's a giraffe head, it's an elephant, it's so on and so forth. And we are currently working on an order for a buyer based in Delhi for these. So this is what I actually wanted to share with you all, ladies and gentlemen. But again, nevertheless, we are open to explore or to bring forward any products that you may require. Right? Another one, yes. This is also currently in the pipeline for raw cashew nuts. Apparently, that the quality that the buyer in India is looking for is currently from Florence, and currently stocks are not available. It's not the current season, so we are trying to look for some other options for our buyer. But yes, these are some of the projects in our pipeline, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to explain a little bit about, we will be having in our new Sarina one floor. So it's not a full floor, it's about a 600 square meter area, which is dedicated for our trading house. So we will be working closely with mine. So this trading house is to envision Sarina's transformation that's currently in progress. So what we are going to do in this area, I'll go to the next slide. So in communicating with various SMEs and industries, our role is into giving them market insights, but not very much focusing on that aspect. What we are focusing a lot is on promoting. So, we are reaching out, and of course, thank you very much, Mind, for giving us this platform, to bring forward our services. So our function here is to promote, is to export, and to bring forward our culture. This is what we are concentrating. Now, our trading house is what we call as the home for the world. Why do we say this, ladies and gentlemen? So as I mentioned earlier, that this area is about, give or take, about 600 square meters. And this is going to be like an exhibition area, but it is going to be made in a very high-end way. It's currently the production fitting out process. So we are going to have our SMEs and our industrial products focusing on food, beverages, fashion, leather products. We are going to be displayed there. This is how it's going to look. So this will be there at level 5 in the Sarina building. Any SME that has an export experience can have their products displayed in our trading house. We would be working with Mine, because Mine has a lot of SMEs that they're working as well. We are working with a lot of state-owned companies in finance, in the banking industry, and their products, because they are also supporting the local companies, we will be featuring the companies here, right? This is our area where we are going to display all, whether it's raw or even it's blended commodities, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Our beverage area, we are focusing on herbal tea, so-called as the jamu tea. By the way, from my past experiences, as earlier Pa Ari was explaining in my previous company, we export a lot of Indonesian jamu tea to the Middle East, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we also received the same inquiry, but with a different ingredient aspect for India. We are trying to see if our producer is able to match with that requirement, because again, and then for the purpose of export, it will have to be registered in the Indian Ministry of Health. So this is how our trading house is going to look for. And maybe I'll go to my next one, which is our activity in collaboration with Mine Indonesia. We are currently already conducting this with some of the ITPCs across, but we would be working very closely with Mine, doing a virtual selling. So this is something what we are currently doing. But what Sarina does is we go directly, and let me go here. So we go directly to the industry, we go directly to the factory, to the warehouse. We set up a particular studio, and we would interview the owner of this factory, and they'll be explaining about their products, where have they been exported, where they're available locally, yeah. And through this forum, we would like to request Mine to invite their stakeholders, not only, and also their end users perhaps that are available in other markets where they have exported. So these are some activities that we have done. This has been focused for other markets, Hong Kong and Taiwan primarily. We have been doing this for various products, whether it's for snacks, it's for drinks. This one is for our bamboo-based products, So these are some activities we are looking forward to collaborate with Mine, and so that we can have a platform where we can sell virtually. We have been receiving a lot of inquiries, and now we need to do more of these events to be able to bring forward these products, whether it's tea, it's coffee, and so on and so forth. Because as the biggest, when you're talking about Indonesia, we're talking about the biggest archipelago country, having coffee coming from various provinces, yeah. So this is something that we could also export, but of course, this is a collaboration with Mine that we will be doing. We have our own warehousing facility area. These are some of our exports that we do on a regular basis to the Middle East, and currently we are exploring some orders in pipeline, firm orders for India, as I shared a while ago. Sarina also has the license for exporting any products made of wood, primarily for whether this is for furniture, for any other requirement that you may need. We have those licenses. We even have the license for exporting coffee as well. And if there are any other requirements that we would be required to comply with as per our market needs, we are willing to do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, just to wrap up, I'd like to say that as a state-owned company, focusing a lot on export and having the access to various ministries as well, Sarina is able to cater your needs across any product that you may need, and we are willing to have these discussions through Mine, and this is one of a very fantastic platform that we are here together. I think, Pari, this is all from me, and I'll be more than happy to entertain any questions that the forum has. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate your time. Cheers. You have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Rakesh, for your excellent presentation. Anyway, if you want to take a cup of coffee maybe, or a drink, it's really okay. Just make yourself comfortable. I do believe that there are many questions from participants, but unfortunately, all of you need to wait until the talk show or the Q&A session. Meanwhile, there are chat box. You can write down your question, or once again, you can raise your hand using the feature during the Q&A session. Okay, we go to the last speakers, but the last speaker is combined between Mr. or Dr. Abraham and also Mr. Sunil. We are very glad, Pak, to have two of you, Pak. Two are better than one, Pak. Two heads are better than one head. Anyway, let me read the resume of Dr. Abraham. Dr. Abraham is Deputy Director, Health and Nutrition, SDS India, nationality India, and born 1975. Dr. Abraham has over 22 years of experience in running large-scale laboratories and leading people. He is associated with SDS for more than 15 years. Currently lead the business and country-wide team over 300 professionals. The health and nutrition laboratories are engaged into testing of agricultural, food, environmental, and mineral products, and are ISO 17025 accredited, approved by a list of organizations and institutions. And then Mr. Sunil Sirang Yole, Director Connectivity and Product Trade Facilitation Services, SDS India, born in 1966. Mr. Sunil has over 32 years experience in international trade. He joined SDS in 1995 as a valuation and classification analyst with Economic Affairs Division. He handled various contracts of pre-shipment, inspection, and product conformity assessment contract. He has handled various key roles as operation manager, as BU head and deputy business director in government institution service. Back to 2017, he was appointed as a business director, GIS, responsible for GIS business, and SGS India, successfully managed business and maintained the market leader position in India. In early year 2021, post-strategic realigned at SGS, Mr. Sunil was appointed as a director, CNP Government Services. Prior to SGS, he has worked with the Council for leather export or under Ministry of Commerce and leading export house, gaining the experience of export, import policy, and also procedure. Mr. Sunil hold MBA degree and specialized in finance and marketing. I think Dr. Abraham and Sunil, that's the resume for both of you. I will give the time and floor to you, Mr. Abraham.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sally.
Welcome, Pak.
So let me just share my screen. So, good afternoon, Your Excellency Mohammad Rizki Safari, Dr. Didi Sumedi, Mr. Kemal Panigoro, other distinguished speakers and organizers, and Dr. A.V. Abraham, Deputy Director for the Health and Nutrition Services in India, and I shall be talking to you about the services that SGS India provides around the food business, and I shall be co-presenting this session along with Mr. Sunil Yole, Director for Trade and Facilitation Services. So I don't need to go through this because already thanks for the introduction. So just a brief about SGS. I'm sure that you all are familiar with SGS, but SGS is the world's leading testing, inspection and certification company, recognized as the global benchmark for quality and integrity, and we carry an experience of over 140 years. Our 93,000 employees operate a network of 2,600 offices and laboratories working together to enable a better, safer, and more interconnected world. In India, we operate from 34 locations and we have 23 laboratories that are ISO 17025 accredited by NABL. And we have 5 food testing laboratories located in India. We have in North, we have it in Manesar, South, we have in East, we have in Kolkata, in the West, Ahmedabad, and Central, almost Central India, we have in Indore. And all these labs, as I mentioned, are ISO 17025 accredited, and they are also approved by various organizations like FSSAI, etc. This is just a snapshot of the various accreditations and approvals that the laboratories have. So starting from the Bureau of Indian Standards, Export Inspection Council, we also have approvals from Korean Food and Drug Administration, then SFD as well. Coming to our service capabilities, now wherever you are, our experts worldwide provide specialized solutions to make your business faster, simpler, and more efficient through quality testing, inspections, technical solutions, and IT tools. We offer the widest range of testing of various food and beverage products, starting from the raw agricultural commodities to packaged food, processed food, from farm, you can say from farm to fork throughout the complete supply chain. Now, to help our customers demonstrate the safety, quality, sustainability, authenticity, and efficacy of products, we offer the widest range of testing from essential microbiology analysis to food authenticity, nutrition, or allergen testing. These ensure your products meet client expectations and requirements set by accreditation bodies and various governments. I would also like to introduce here the advanced center of testing that we have in set up in Chennai. Our advanced center of testing provides specialized services in the arena of food safety, food fraud, quality, and authenticity. The Advanced Center of Testing provides high-resolution, accurate mass solutions for targeted and non-targeted analysis, sensory solutions using electronic nose and electronic tongue, and molecular solutions using the power of DNA, using NGS and digital PCR. The high-resolution LC orbit trap is used for targeted and non-targeted analysis, and it covers all the type of various food and agricultural commodities and even environmental samples, and covers a wide range of parameters like pesticides, then antibiotics, steroids, hormones, nitrosamines, and other toxins. Some of the applications of the high-resolution accurate mass testing, as I mentioned, it's for known analytes, which we call targeted analysis, and unknown analytes, which we call the non-targeted analysis. And these range from pesticides, then veterinary drugs, hormones, steroids, antibiotics, then doping drugs. And you can find whether a product is even truly organic, because it can screen for the presence of any pesticide that could be possibly present in a product. We have in the Advanced Center of Testing digital sensory analysis, which I mentioned, the e-nose and e-tongue, which provides you an unbiased aroma and taste properties. The digital sensory analyzers, mainly the e-nose and e-tongue, provide solutions for smell and taste fingerprints. The e-nose can identify and even quantify odor-producing compounds that can be there in a food sample or any other product. And these equipments have very high throughput, which means that you can analyze multiple samples. You can analyze samples, quite a number of samples in a short period of time, and it gives you repeatable, unbiased, objective results with human perception of odor and taste. Some applications of the digital sensory tools that you see, it can be used for estimating the shelf life of a product, because it can pick up any subtle change in the odor or taste that is forming in a food sample. So you can predict when the shelf life is going. It can be used for benchmarking by comparing with your standard product, or you can even compare it to other benchmark products available in the market. It helps in order profiling, identifying the various compounds, and it can also find whether artificial flavors are added. It can check for possible cross-contamination during the food manufacturing process, and so on. We also have provide DNA-based solutions. We also provide DNA-based solutions using our next generation sequencing and digital PCR. Now, the next generation sequencing, since it is based using DNA, would be able to, in fact, identify in the presence of any plant or animal species that are present in any food product. It can check whether GMOs are there. It can characterize pathogens. It can be used for whole genome sequencing. It can detect whether there is any fraud. It can analyze ingredients. It can test whether a product is truly vegan or not. As you can see here, it has a wide range of applications in various products, from herbs, spices, cereals, bacterial identification, honey authenticity, animal husbandry, checking for insect infestation, meat authenticity as well. SGS has the world's largest network of inspectors, and allowing you to develop products consistently, meeting the standards that you expect. Our inspection services help you highlight defects as early as possible so that you can make changes wherever necessary and avoid the cost of disruptions in the production or the supply chain. You can reduce the risk of product recalls or other issues that could damage your profitability as well as your long-term integrity. We also provide services like mystery store shopping and food label review services. Our DigiComply platform provides, powered by artificial intelligence, gives you access to over 130,000 regulations of around 150 countries. And these regulations are the ones that can impact your business, and the DigiComply platform is ever evolving, and the regulations are translated into English for better accessibility. This provides you with a high-level insight to meet various compliance requirements. We also have another online platform known as the Transparency One, which helps customers improve accuracy of their supplier data through risk assessment, self-assessment, and data validation. You can learn more about these services if you can visit our SGS website as well. Now, just one slide on, because Indonesia would be exporting a lot of food products to India as well. Now, the exports in India, the imports into India are monitored by the Food Safety Standards Authority of India, and they have requirements for food imports. Just to briefly mention, the category of the food product should be stated as per FSSAI, and including the subcategory as well. There could be generic names of products, and the food businesses should be licensed as per the Food Safety and Standards Regulation of 2011. The products that are submitted for testing need to be tested as per the FSSAI requirements for packaging and labeling for the various parameters that we had seen in the previous slides. So now I'm handing over the presentation to Mr. Sunil Yole, Director for Trade and Facilitation Services.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Sunil.
Yeah, thank you, Abram. Am I visible?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thanks. I shall be taking. Uh, I shall be talking on the SGS Value Trade Services. So, what is Value Trade? Value Trade means validation of trade. Doing business with remote locations, either for the first time or renewing contacts in the post-pandemic period, can be a worrying experience. There are regular reports in media of businesses which have been the victim of scams and the deceptive trade practices. It is at such times that AGS Value Trade is here to assist and to be your eyes and ears anywhere in the world and enable you to operate in a more sustainable manner. When you need a partner to validate your trade suppliers, SGS trade specialists in the country of sale, production, or supply will gather market intelligence and specific transaction information through direct contacts, site visits, and records investigations. So, validated module here, our services are here. Verification of entity existence, entities existence, that is sellers, buyers, agents, producers. Then verification of document means document verification, that is country of origin. Then authenticity and accuracy of transactions. Then verification of material, that is physical or online inspection, that is we call remote inspection. And we have a tool called QIIQ, where audio and video recording is possible and can be shared to the client, and also they can participate during the inspection, during the verification. And another basic means main important feature is factory audit, where suppliers' credibility is checked, whether supplier or manufacturer is capable of manufacturing that product. Its capacity or capability is verified, is verification on online or physical, both facilities we provided. So currently we are working with, or we are the partner with government e-marketplace. This is a digital platform wherein government procuring the materials from the vendors register on that platform. This is government owned platform, and all government organizations are procuring the material. Their requirements are from these vendors registered with them, and SGS is assisting them in carrying out vendor verification, their assessment related to their capability, their legal existence, and even their quality system, QMS system, and whether they are OEM, means original manufacturers, or they are just assemblers. That kind of assessment we carry out and provide this information to the GEM, and then only these vendors are registered under their platform, and they procure the material from these vendors. And then we have another contract with Monimu. This is a UAE-based company. They are into trade finance, and they have a tie-up with Etihad Trade Finance, and those who are registered with their platform, on their platform, that verification of that vendors and the exporters or importers is carried out by AGS. Plus, we are supporting them, will be assisting them on documentary verification and online online verification of course. Plus, in addition to that, we are also in two leading e-commerce agencies also are currently under discussions, and they will be partnering with HCS for carrying out these validation or the vendor verification. So we are these are the market segment for us. Any exporters, importers, then trade platforms, online B2B, B2G portals are our custom markets, customer segments, government entities, custom authorities, corporates, procurement teams of various big organizations. These are our customer segments, and we will be working with them. So that's about value trade. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'm ready to ask, ready to answer your queries. Thank you all. Thank you, organizers, ITPC Indonesia and Made in Indonesia portal organizers.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sunil and also Dr. Abraham for your presentation. I think that's very complete information, ya Pak. So we know SGS deeper and deeper, because actually SGS is not certification but also testing company, ya Pak ya. And then many things actually very interesting from your presentation. Anyway, we already conclude 3 speakers, and now I would like to give my colleague, Mr. Bona Kusuma, to give some, maybe what I call it, some opinion maybe, or maybe some comment, ya Pak, regarding the 3 presentation. To Mr. Bona, time is yours, Pak.
Yes, thank you so much for giving me back the screen, Pak Ari, and it is very enlightening and a good understanding for me, at least. As I listen to all good presentation and having heard all the CV from individuals, speakers and panelists before. Just want to make some informal quotes or response regarding with Mr. Rakesh Atwani from Sarina, from your CV. I look upon your CV, sir. And yes, indeed, it is 9 pages long. And it seems to me, when Mr. Ari read your CV, because it is so much full of positive and remarkable, I feel like I'm hearing the 9 pages altogether, but it's a very short time, Pak.
So that's the unedited version, Pak.
Oh, okay. So more to come, Pak. More to come. Wow, indeed, it's very good. Yeah. So enough, I think, for the informal things. So let us put ourselves in this very interesting talk show upon the head of Indonesian Trade Promotion Center. He is also a very good colleague of me, be a very active support in all works, networking, and many things related with our task here as the representative of Indonesia in trade sector. So, Mr. Kumara, if I see clearly and understand from your presentation, I can assume and also have a positive understanding that we do have a very great economic relationship among ourselves. And of course, we supposed to do better over the time. But of course, we want to see what is happening, I think, about among ourselves, because if some people notice the tones of Pak Komarudin expressed in the presentation, actually there is a slowly but quite steady decline in our trade performance over the years, whereby, as the affairs Pak Kiki already mentioned, that this is a very crucial for us to maintain, even achieve the total trade aspiration in 2025, which is as big as 50 billion US dollar. So and what do you think if we could see the possibility or the way forward of or the amenities for us through madeinindonesia.com or maybe any other e-commerce platform that can give more insight or give more boost or make us get into a steady increment for our trade positive relation and resulted in the higher trade balance. Maybe I could hear first more from Pak Kumarajati, please.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Bonokusuma, Trade Attaché of Indonesian Embassy in Delhi, and Mr. Aribowo. Yeah, like I shared before, although in the 2020 there is a pandemic and economic crisis, but the prediction of economic this year, both Indonesia and India, there is a positive thing, like the economic growth will be 5% in Indonesia, around 7 to 8% in India. Even in Indonesia, the year-to-year economic growth is around 7% compared to the last year. Even the total trade between Indonesia and India and the export from Indonesia in India to India is also increased for total trade 40% and also for the export increase around 19%. So we would like to say thank you very much from madeindonesia.com to support this, and then they have their own exporter that already check and validated, and there is also business matching in the same time. So hopefully in this wonderful event we can achieve something like some kind of transaction or at least introduction between exporter and importer. This is a real thing. So hopefully not only this good timing, also in the future we can also connect both business people from Indonesia and India. Thank you. That's from me.
Okay, okay. A very high opportunity and optimism I could hear from Dr. Kumarajati on his explanation on you can say my question or my wondering how we can achieve that, because it is going to be a daunting task. That is, I think, something that we need to give some acknowledgement on that. So with that in mind, I thank you with your comment, Pak, and later on, of course, a lot of participants from virtual Zoom would like to give you some question also. And let me also turn back to Mr. Rakesh Atwani. Now from a more formal approach, Pak. So, wow, Sarinah, if I may say, this is a strong word perhaps, yeah, claim yourself, claim themselves as the Indonesia SMEs aggregator, which I personally witness is moving toward a very right and positive direction. I'm very interested to see more on the internal process of the Sari transformation up until now. You know, sometimes the timing, or not sometimes, most of the time, timing is everything, Pak. So if we want to do something, but there is a window of opportunity that's only this size, if we miss that even split second, then we cannot get the opportunities that big again. So I'm also seeing this pandemic situation as a windows of opportunity for all of us. And seeing from all the macroeconomics, global condition and pandemics, and also the downtrend economic size and condition, also the challenging of the trade and economic performance from all over the world, not to mention a lot of bilateral dispute, economic warfare, even proxy warfare on related economic. How do you see the window of opportunity from Indonesia side and from Sarinah, and how Sarinah respond that with agile and flexible in order to make the transformation finish right on time? So in your opinion, when will the time for Sarinah will be finished, and when will Sarinah will start up to gear up the consolidation of your SMEs to fully engage with the global market, Pak? So please, I want to hear more about that insight.
Thank you, Pak Bona. So Sarinah's building, which is currently under construction, is scheduled to open during the first quarter of 2022. So it's not too far. And of course, with this change, it's just not a matter that we have a new building, but it's a matter of how this new building will bring about the opportunities, as you mentioned. So one process, as being the aggregator that we are doing, is really curating, and we have a board of curators, which is made up of the internal team of Sarina's management, as well as of external people who are the expert in their respective areas. So they, together with us, are really curating to bring forward the finest brands, the finest products. And although, being a state-owned and it's a local department store, yet in terms of the proportion, we would be having 80% would be local brands, Mr. Bona, and 20% would be the international brands. So whether this would be F&B, this would be retail, the department store brands, and so on. While we are going through the transformation, this is a very important phase for Sarina to strengthen its current business that we have, and because our retail business, the department store has been closed since last year, since we had this renovation going. So of course we then had to focus on the existing business, which is in our export business. And at the same time, this period, it's been 1 year that we kicked off with the renovation of Sarina, and it was last year in April, and we are ahead of April now, so it's more than a year. In this 1 year, we are doing various activities. So when it comes to the business transformation, as I mentioned earlier, that we have a joint venture with Dufry International AG, based in Swiss, which is the #1 travel retailer. And we will be having the first shop of duty free in Jakarta. So we are opening for that, planning that for opening in March next year. At the same time, from a retail perspective, we are focusing a lot on our omni-channel, our offline to online, having a Sarina mobile application. So it would be various. If you can just allow me, Mr. Boma and Pak Ari, if I could quickly turn this almost 3-minute video, which will show you how the current Sarina is going towards a new Sarina from a business, from a building point of view. That would be very
sure.
Yeah, I think that will be visible. Please do, Pak.
I'm just afraid that the audience would not like me talking too much, so let the video witness.
They like you, Pak Rekas. They like you very much, Pak. Don't worry, Pak.
Minimal I lah, minimal I.
Okay, thank you so much, Pak. Let me share sound. Just let me know if you're able to hear this. And sorry, this isn't Bahasa. We have the English version. Somehow I do not know. I'm not able to turn that on. Apologies for that.
Pendirian Sarina. Saat gagasan pendirian Sarinah dicetuskan pada tahun 1962, Bung Karno ingin banyak membuat mercusuar kebangkitan bangsa Indonesia. Sarinah adalah bentuk perwujudan dari kebangkitan ekonomi kerakyatan menuju modernisasi dan internasionalisme. Nama Sarinah diambil dari pengasuh Soekarno pada masa kecil. Sarinah selalu mengingatkan Karno kecil untuk menghormati dan menyayangi semua orang. Pembangunan gedung Sarinah selesai pada tahun 1966. Sarinah menjelma menjadi sebuah department store atau retail termodern di Asia Tenggara dan gedung pencakar langit tertinggi di Indonesia. Pada era ini, mulailah kegiatan perdagangan usaha rakyat dan produk khas Indonesia mendapatkan panggung dan etalase produk khas Nusantara yang unggul, dan Sarinah menjadi destinasi kunjungan wisatawan dalam dan luar negeri. Dari masa ke masa, Sarinah menjadi saksi dari perkembangan Indonesia. Sarinah melihat bagaimana masyarakat bertumbuh dan beradaptasi melalui segala tantangan yang hadir. Sarinah terus menjadi sentra aktivitas bagi masyarakat untuk memasarkan inovasi dan produk dalam negeri di jantung ibu kota. Visi ini akan diraih dengan cara antara lain mengkurasi produk yang akan dipamerkan dan dijual di Sarinah, memberi kesempatan seluas-luasnya kepada pelaku UMKM perempuan, mengembangkan ekosistem digital, menggalakkan ekspor dan membuka toko bebas bea di Sarinah Tamrin, beberapa bandara internasional di Indonesia dan kota-kota besar pilihan di dunia, melalui kerjasama dengan Dufry, perusahaan duty free ternama dunia yang bermarkas di Swiss. Sarinah yang kini mengadopsi slogan Panggung Karya Indonesia akan fokus pada pemberian kesempatan untuk kreasi unggulan Nusantara dan menuntun mereka untuk naik kelas sehingga mampu bersaing di pasar global. Pada akhirnya, Sarinah disiapkan sebagai pusat produk ikonik Indonesia dan menjadi punggawa nation brand. Lokasi Sarinah sangat strategis di jantung ibu kota, dikelilingi oleh gedung-gedung pemerintahan, perkantoran, tempat hiburan elit, serta didukung infrastruktur transportasi umum yang memudahkan masyarakat untuk mengakses lokasi Sarinah. Dengan pertumbuhan kota Jakarta, Sarinah menjadi pusat pengembangan kota yang dikenal dengan transit-oriented development. Transformasi Sarinah adalah sebuah momen yang dinanti-nantikan masyarakat Indonesia. Sebuah pusat perbelanjaan yang didesain untuk memberikan ruang bagi produk dalam negeri yang telah dikurasi. Pemugaran gedungnya tetap menjaga kelestarian aspek cagar budayanya, namun interior, fasilitas, dan pengalaman berbelanja akan disesuaikan dengan perilaku konsumen masa kini dan masa depan. Sarinah diharapkan menjadi destinasi wajib kunjung bagi wisatawan dalam dan luar negeri. Ruang rumah Sarinah terbagi menjadi 8 buah segmen lantai. Masing-masing ruang tersebut kami beri nama antara lain Pasar Nusantara, Pusaka, Untayan, Kreasi, Hayat, House of Sarinah, Cakrawala, dan Tanah Nusa. Pasar Nusantara terletak di lantai basement. Di area ini terdapat retail dan kuliner berbasis warisan Indonesia dengan sentuhan modern. Sarinah menjadi tempat melting pot untuk segala kuliner Indonesia, jajanan pasar, kitchenware khas Indonesia, pusat oleh-oleh, dan juga swalayan dengan sentuhan lokal. Pusaka yang terletak di lantai dasar akan menjadi titik penyambutan para pengunjung Sarinah yang didesain untuk menjadi portal warisan busana dan gaya hidup Indonesia. Menampilkan window display yang dibuat seniman instalasi Indonesia, memberikan edukasi mengenai berbagai pakaian tradisional seperti kebaya, batik, perhiasan tradisional, dan menjadi wadah kebanggaan heritage Nusantara. Untayan hadir di lantai 1 konsep baru Sarinah. Di lantai ini, para pengunjung dapat menemukan curated brands Indonesia, mulai dari busana hingga destinasi kuliner yang terjangkau. Suguhan tenan Indonesian Heritage yang affordable, cross kategori, retail area diutamakan untuk busana perempuan dan laki-laki, dengan tenan F&B yang merupakan bisnis restoran lokal yang menyajikan sajian kuliner Nusantara. Kami juga mendorong produsen lokal kontemporer untuk memiliki showcase di Gedung Sarinah Tamrin. Kreasi yang terletak di lantai 2 adalah area yang didedikasikan untuk tenan lokal kontemporer yang affordable cross kategori. Tenan yang dipilih merupakan tenan yang memiliki kreativitas, cita rasa otentik, dan inovatif. Kualitas produk tidak kalah dengan brand-brand internasional. Hayat yang terletak di lantai 3 merupakan retail area yang difokuskan untuk homeware dan home decor, serta arts and craft. Outdoor area akan digunakan sebagai open air dining and bar, serta event space untuk kegiatan musik, teater, film, dan berbagai kegiatan lainnya. Di lantai 4 kita dapat menemukan House of Sarinah, lantai khusus duty free yang akan dikerjasamakan dengan Dufry. Cakrawala di lantai 5 akan menjadi panggung showcase dari produsen lokal kontemporer kreatif dan inovatif dengan harga terjangkau dan silang kategori. Tenan yang dipilih merupakan tenan kualitas produk tidak kalah dengan brand-brand internasional. Cakrawala menjadi sentra pertemuan dengan mitra internasional dan UMKM. Sarinah adalah sentra kultural dan panggung yang akan mengkurasi performa terbaik dari portofolio kultur Indonesia. Tanah Nusa yang berada di lantai 6 didedikasikan untuk pengunjung lokal dan mancanegara dengan menampilkan ikon heritage and cultural experience, seni, budaya, dan serta wadah pengembangan UMKM. Tidak hanya hadir sebagai pusat perbelanjaan, Sarinah juga memberikan ruang bagi masyarakat untuk berkarya, berjejaring, dan berkolaborasi. Melalui konsep community mall, Sarinah memberikan ruang publik yang memiliki elemen historical, urban linkages, urban forest, serta urban living. Kami ingin mengajak Anda untuk menjadi bagian dari semangat baru Sarinah. Semangat yang diwariskan oleh para pendiri bangsa untuk bisa menjadikan Indonesia menjadi salah satu sentral ekonomi dunia. Bersama, mari kita tunjukkan kekayaan karya Nusantara kepada dunia. Sarinah, panggung karya Indonesia.
Right, Bona, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have to offer in Sarinah. So looking forward to have you all Q1 next year. I think this answers a lot of your questions, Pak Bona. If there's anything else, please. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rakesh, Pak Rakesh. Indeed, this is overwhelming and lot answer beyond my question and my expectation also. So I hope all the participants now can really see the eagerness and the full committed Sarinah as a new state-owned enterprises from Indonesia. One of the leader is Mr. Rakesh, an Indian nationality, but also Indonesia in heart. So we are looking forward for a big achievement Sarinah made, and hopefully a lot of that will be related, even closely related with India. And also with us, the Indonesian embassy here, also at ICC China. So another thing for me to follow up, this is equally interesting also when we are hearing the SGS presentation conveyed by Dr. Abraham and Mr. Sunil. So I have a background, Pak Abraham and Pak Sunil, during my first 5 years in Ministry of Trade as import licensing trade officer at Ministry of Trade. So I have small knowledge and even smaller expertise on what kind of things and of work that SGS has done in the past, especially when we are talking about supporting import regime that Indonesia had at that time. So I want to know more from Dr. Abraham when you are explaining about how the quality testing, all the test procedures that SGS has had here at India, that can be give a real support not only to India's domestic producers, but also related with what we are talking about here, how we are enhance the business engagement between Indonesia and India. Then, like it or not, or what we have to really discuss on ground with SGS from the food division here with Dr. Abraham is how far you've been communicating and supporting Indonesia food producers at India. If I can say there, we can differentiate into two big parts. One is the Indonesian company that already invest in India. Maybe you know one or two of the big names. You know Kaldu Sari Nabati. They have Inner Life. The brand is Ricis. They have manufacturing unit in Chennai, and also we know Mayora with several good products. We also know Garuda Food. And also Indofood is also catching forward to do this information. So how your products here on food testing and food processing and food certification would enable them to move forward to a better head or understanding, and maybe if you could also elaborate more on the current India's regime in food producer, would it be something that SGS as an entity and a private entity could support you on that? So perhaps let us hear first from Sunil. Dr. Abraham, please.
Yeah, I hope I'm audible. Yeah, thank you. So first of all, as I had mentioned in our presentation, that as a organization, and specifically when I speak about the food services that we provide, we are a company with set of laboratories that are highly, I would say, highly proficient and competent, as I mentioned, And you had seen the presentation, our laboratories are all ISO 17025 accredited, which means that we follow national standards for testing, meaning that your products will be tested, can be tested as per national and international regulations as well. So starting from the basic quality parameters to high-end microbiology, agrochemical residue testing, these are the areas where we provide services. We can also help the food manufacturers or Indonesian food companies who are producing, setting up shop in India to enable them to produce products that are meeting the requirements as specified by the Food Safety Standards Authority of India. Because again, as I mentioned, that our labs are also empaneled by the Food Safety Standards Authority of India. So meaning that we test as per the requirements laid down by these organizations. I hope it answers your question.
Yes, yes, of course. Thank you, Dr. Abraham. So I understand that you already on ground on that, and I'm hopeful that one or two out of Indonesian companies in India that already have their own operational there already engaged with you. But should you have any more to discuss with us, because I'm also on ground in India, at least for the next 2.5 years. Let us see how the potential for us from your department can work together closer on that. So moving forward to Mr. Sunil Yole, it is also very interesting to me, Mr. Sunil, since you are showcase the SGS, which is called valid trade. From your short presentation, I can feel that it will be very much useful to find out. My presumption is that it is not only in Indonesia, in India. Am I still audible? Okay. Okay, thank you. So let me continue. So I presume that the valid trade, it is not only cover India's regime, but also globally also. So just some quick and simple question, Pa. Is application free, or how we are going to register, and how we could maximize benefited from that? I fully hopeful that for us, the government side, as a policy tool analysis, SGS could provide some specific minimum user rights to benefited from this application. So maybe I could hear more of that explanation from Mr. Sunil, please. Thank you.
Yes, see, it is for any individual exporter importers. They want to verify the existence of their supplier, or to the importer of, even if importer, which whether importer is going to pay, whether it's financially capable to pay to his goods or not. That also can be done on individual basis, case to case basis. We are also supporting them, exporters, importers, plus any portals or B2B portals, any platforms. These platform owners are mostly engaging their vendors or those who want to register on their platform as a vendor or as an exporter or as an importer. So we carry out their back due diligence process before registering on that platform, because some platform or some portals are offering some membership like gold or platinum membership or general or basic membership. So depending on that, when somebody wants, they use the privileged services to them. So these platform owners or portals want to also ensure that if they are dealing with, they have the any contracts with exporters, importers through their portal, they should be of, they should have the credibility, and they should not means they should not have any claims from their other members, from the exporters or the importers, so that we ensure that they this verification is or valid, which this valid trade is very useful for such portals.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sunil, for your explanation. I'm hopeful that this system, for Indonesia business people, and also from us, from the government perspective, whether it is in here at India as a foreign representatives, but also Mr. Sunil from Indonesia government representative at our home country at Indonesia. With permission to all of you, I would like also to engage here with one of the participants, one of my senior. Is Mr. Yan Hermiana, the director of Indonesia National Single Window, is monitoring me, sir?
Yeah. Good afternoon, Pak Bona.
Yeah, Pak Hermi. Good afternoon. So, with your indulgence, Mr. Hermiana, you hear most of the presentation here, and I think, at least from my perspective, sir, it is very important to us to see what is all the possibilities for us to enhance all the exportation. And I believe I'm just seeing this is the first time, Pak Hermiana, I've seen that what value trading application or system offered by SGS maybe could somehow be utilized from our side at Indonesia. So maybe with that in mind, maybe Pak Hermiana, I would like to get some comments on you on this application or the future possible cooperation with SGS on this matter. With your understanding on this event, maybe I can hear some of your thoughts, Pak Hermiana. The screen is yours to. Pak Hermi, apakah?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Maybe the bandwidth, Pak. Sorry, Pak.
Unstable connection. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No problem, Pak. No problem.
Okay. Terima kasih. Thank you, Pak Bona. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to convey my highest appreciation to this event. I do think this event is very effective to support government's program in boosting also coordination among B2G or G2B. In regards to trade facilitation, National Single Window Agency or in Indonesia is currently one of the technical team member in National Committee for Trade Facilitation, which led by Ministry of Trade alongside with coordinating Ministry of Economy. Pak Bona and gentlemen, moreover, our Indonesia National Single Window System has developed several programs which supported trade facilitation in terms of goods clearance, acceleration, business process, harmonization, and administration simplification. For example, single submission projects, Indonesia single risk management, and in addition, specifically supporting SMEs. National Single Window also cooperated with related ministerial agency to develop Indonesia National Trade Repository with specific categorization SMEs. Trade facilitation website and also export joint office or kantor bersama ekspor, where National Single Window also regularly conduct webinar and training for SME together with related agencies such as Ministry of Cooperative and SMEs or Kemenkop ya, Kementerian Koperasi UKM, also Indonesia Export Financing Agency or LPEI, Custom and Excise or Bea Cukai Indonesia, and Directorate General of PEN, in a Ministry of Trade, and also SMEs and others. Also, National Security currently developing the SMEs export website, which can help SMEs starting from trainings and socialization activities up to finding the best market for them through online system. We sincerely hope that all projects will be able to boost Indonesian national trade competitiveness and increase trade cooperation and investment, particularly cooperation between Indonesia and India. Nevertheless, it will require strong cooperation among government and private sector as well, especially SMEs. I do believe that all of us who attending this event today share the same spirit, and National Single Window are open to have further cooperation and collaboration in enhancing our trade facilitation. Lastly, thank you for the opportunity. Good afternoon and good day for all of you. Distinguished. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Pak Hermiana. Even though this is a little bit offside if you are playing soccer, but I believe this is very important. And
it's okay.
But I'm
not red card.
Yeah, no, not yet, Pak. This is a green card, Pak, for enhancing the export, Pak. So it's very good. So I believe in the near future, with your permission, Pak Hermiana, I would like to engage you, your team, with the SGS people, under Mr. Sunil administration or coordination, to find out the possible coordination with what SGS have, with what Indonesian National Single Window have. I think the IT system cooperation in terms of many things will something that we need to ponder, and we have to utilize as much as possible. With that, I thank you for all good response and communication from me and to all panelists. And I would like to give back to my other colleague here, Pak Ari, for further proceeding of this event. Pak Ari.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bona. Thank you, Pak Hermiana, for your comment, Pak. Anyway, Pak Bona, I think the time is up. I mean, the breakout room, the member of the breakout room already here. But I would like to give a closing statement, because actually there is a question to Mr. Rakesh and also Dr. Abraham and also Mr. Sunil, Pak. I would like to elaborate this question. Maybe you can also use this moment as a closing statement, The question for Mr. Rakesh is actually from BNI. They ask, what are the flagship small medium enterprise product that will become Sarina's champion in the short term? And what are Sarina's function as an aggregator compared to other trading companies in this country, Pak? What are the advantages of the Sarina as a trading company? But maybe you can have also your closing statement by answering this question, Mr. Rakesh.
Right, thank you, Mr. Ari. So Sarina's function as an aggregator is to be able to bring forward the finest products from our country, and our function here goes beyond that, is to assist the SMEs to get a platform. It could be to help them find a distribution partner in the respective market, to help them find end users, to help them find resellers. Whatever it is, we are here to channel out a distribution channel which is ideal to the brand or to the product in the various markets that we are currently working on. So when we say as an aggregator, means we are really going to find markets that would be relevant to your products. And our function here is to also give insights to our SMEs that what products, what kind of packaging, what kind of regulatory requirements need to be equipped before they can go for exports. And I think that, and talking about champion products, I would say when it comes to our champion products, I can refer to the past 2 years what we have been exporting, and currently even in this year during pandemic, it is our furniture. Talking about champion product, it would be our furniture, and it would be our home decorative products. Furniture would be from Rotan, and our home decorative products would be from bamboo. These would be the two important champion products that remain as our focus. As my closing statement, thank you to the to Mind for setting up this event. It was very interesting to understand a while ago from Mr. Sunil, if I may just take a moment to understand how there is this process of reference check that SGS can perform for our because this is some questions that you know, our partners in other markets, you know, our importers there would be asking us, you know, how do we do throughout this process, or this would be something that Sarina would also require before we go into export, is to do a reference check of our prospective business partner. So it was good to learn this, and maybe I would want to learn more. That's all from me, Ari, and if there are any other questions, I would appreciate if you could connect offline in view of respecting today afternoon's time. Thank you everyone for this awesome chance, and wishing you all good luck. Thanks, Barry. Back to you.
Welcome back. Thank you, Mr. Rakesh. And then I think this turn is actually for SGS, yeah, for Dr. Abraham and also Mr. Sunil. Actually, this is also going to be your closing statement, sir. But actually, there are two questions already for SGS. Because right now, all the participants already back to the main room. So I do believe that there are many potential sellers that actually could collaborate with the SGS. The question is how SGS could ensure buyer from India that seller sending the good product as per agreement, maybe start from shipping from Indonesia and then arrive in India. And then the second question also related, how do you do the verification process on processed food and agro product? Do you apply the same standard in every country? Maybe this is for your chance, Mr. Abraham and also Mr. Sunil, to do the soft selling, sir, to show your unique selling value proposition. Thank you.
Thank you. So to answer that question, see, SGS, as we had discussed, and you know that SGS is an inspection company. We have a the largest network of inspectors, qualified inspectors across the world. So when we provide loading and discharge supervision, that's one of the things that so the goods that we check the quality of the goods before it is loaded, and even also at the discharge port. Then we do cleanliness inspections. Then we do draft surveys. Then we also draw samples for quality testing. So we draw samples, and the samples that we are drawn also we seal consignments so that later on it's not tampered with. So these are various measures that we do through our inspection services to ensure that the goods that are exported from Indonesia are the right ones that are received in India.
And then Mr. Sunil, do you have something to add maybe also as your closing statement, Mr. Sunil? The time is yours, sir.
See, SGS, you know, worldwide we are present in 140 countries, and we are there in Indonesia also. So any goods coming from Indonesia, if buyer wants to verify the quality or quantity, that can be also verified through our counterpart. So, and the testing also in Indonesia, we have also the laboratory. So testing also can be carried out as per the Indian market requirement or FSSI requirement. We will verify through our counterparts, and that guidance and assistance will be provided to any exporter and importer both in Indonesia and in India.
Thank you, Mr. Sunil.
Regarding,
And yes, any more? Anything to add, please, sir? No problem.
So anything about the validation of the trade or the existence of the exporter importer that can be done, we verify the legal existence with legal verification, whether they are their registration with government, PAN number, GST, import exporters code on real because you must be knowing there are shell companies, so that is very useful, these kind of solution to identify the whether the exporters or the entities are exist, plus there with our specialist we are carrying out the capability verifications, factory audits, complete factory audits, from raw material to the productions and the quality maintenance, quality management, whether they have the quality management system in place, quality check, everything is verified under the factory audit and the social audit.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Sunil, for your explanation and also your closing statement. And then this is going to be the last one. The question is actually addressed to His Excellency Mr. Muhammad Rizky Safari, Charge d'Affaires Indonesian Embassy in India. I hope you're still here, Mr. Kiki. Okay. All right. The question is, how do you plan to help boost Indonesian export using the e-commerce platform? So this is going to be the ultimate question, maybe, sir.
Thank you, Pak Arik. And excuse me. This is the very important questions that strongly related on why we are having this event, and also to what the Indonesian mission in India has been doing. The Indonesian Embassy in New Delhi, we have Consulate General in Mumbai, also ITPC and Chennai. One of our main goals is how to support Indonesian business players to be able to penetrate or to get into Indian market, as well as also providing support to Indian business players to come to Indonesia. This is what our main task here in our mission in India is, to provide bridging for both sides. Since, as I said earlier, that our two leaders have pledged to reach $50 billion by 2025. How we can do that? It's not an easy job, but it's not impossible to reach that. But somehow we have to work harder. As current statistics shows that the volume of bilateral trade reaching about around 18 or 20 billion US dollars. So we still have to work harder to reach a bit more than double the volume of the trade relationship between India and Indonesia. The Indonesian mission here has been doing what we call a more conventional ways on promoting bilateral trade, both sides, both directions, from India as well as from Indonesia. So far, there are at least 3 different kinds of support that the Indonesian mission in India has been doing, like trade missions, buying missions, or a trade show. That's what I call more conventional ways on bridging, supporting, or facilitating both sides, business players, to be able to connect to each other and be able to penetrate the market. both sides are very important, has a very significant importance for each other. So we really consider both market, especially from Indonesian side. We consider Indian market is very important for us. However, what we have been doing, like I said, is more on conventional basis. While at the same time, we are experiencing the rapid growth of the technology and how we can reap the benefit of this rapid development in technology. What we have there in this aspect, we have to think on more innovative ways on how to make it these bridging efforts more effective, more efficient, and I think it's much more speedier. Using the platform of the digital platform, electronic platform, it is very in this respect. It is very, what I say, in line of what we are doing at the embassy, Indonesian embassy in New Delhi, that we are currently doing the research on how to connect, on how to utilize this platform, this digital platform, to be used, to be utilized by business players in Indonesia as well as in India. I think there are some possibilities on how we maximize this this digital platform, on which model that we can use to increase, to expedite the process of the bilateral trade. As if I'm not mistaken, the business entities in Indonesia are constructed mostly by the SMEs. More than 90% business entities in Indonesia are mostly SMEs. And so how are we going to do that? As I said, try to maximize the platform, digital platform. As we have example here, the madeinindonesia.com as an example. They provide a B2B, business to business digital platform. This is one of the example on how we are going to expedite, to increase the volume. Also, Pak from Sarina,
Mr. Rakesh, Pak.
Pak Rakesh from Sarina has positioning the Sarina as the aggregator of SMEs. This is also one example of what we can do, what we can have to maximize this, to be used by our SMEs from both sides. So either B2B, B2C, or what is there is another platform, another type of how
could
we
be
can
C2C, Pak. Could be C2C.
C2C. So there are at least three type of platform that we can maximize. We can do the we can maximize for the benefit of SMEs, and it should be beneficial for both sides. And we are doing that. Once we find out how to be getting more effective, more efficient, I think it's not impossible for us to reach the dream, the target of having $50 billion by 2025. But we have to work harder. We have to work faster. We are racing with time, especially that we are facing the pandemic. It has the impact on the business. So once again, we are assuring that that the Indonesian mission in India is working harder to find a suitable platform for our SMEs in India, in Indonesia especially. But we are trying to open any possible platform that we can work on. So having said that, I once again would like to congratulate the committee for having this today's event that I hope that provide some pictures, some clearer pictures on how both sides could reap the benefit of the potential that two sides have. So once again, I really appreciate that, and thank you very much for all your support and participation for today. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Thank you, Mr. Kiki. All right, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, on behalf of MadeInIndonesia.com, Indonesian Embassy in India, Trade Attaché Indonesia, Embassy in India, ITPC Chennai, and also SGS, we would like to say thank you and big appreciation for all speakers, participants, buyer, seller, strategic partner, and all parties for great effort so we can realize this virtual business meeting between India and Indonesia. Last but not least, we also would like to apologize if there are mistakes during the event. We know that it's not easy to make such an online business meeting since there are, of course, many challenges, connection problem, different time, but alhamdulillah, we made it. Hopefully this event will beneficial for all of us because business is about execution. So I think that's all from me. Mr. Bona, do you have something to add before we go to the photo session? I think everyone should open up the camera, on cam,
Yes, correct, Pak Ari. And while we are waiting for all to open the video, I just want to congratulate and surely the lots of follow-up from this virtual business meeting, and also how we are going to follow up all the good presentation from the speakers to enhance our relationship. And I'm sure also MadeInIndonesia.com is one of the platform that is in front in engaging with all opportunities. As Mr. Kiki Charles the Affairs already instructed us to work harder. I believe we could always in line and strategize together for a better future for Indonesia and India's relationship. Thank you, Pak Ari. And let's go to the final good part of our final of this virtual business meeting, which is the photo session.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bona. I think it should be in the earlier, Pak, we take a photo session, but I think it's okay. We do it right now.
Yes,
and
please.
Then we have 5 slides here. I need help from Dewi and also Agi to take a screenshot for the photo session. And then we start for the number 1. I mean the first monitor. Okay, let's give the best smile. Everyone maybe can say kimchi. In Korea we say kimchi, or in Indonesia we say buncis, cheese kacang buncis, and then everyone say cheese. All right. Okay, number 1, say cheese, everyone. All right.
Cheese.
Okay, and then number 2, say cheese, everyone. Okay, and then we have number 3 here. Okay, and also number 4, and also this is gonna be the last one. All right, I think that's all, Mr. Bona and all the ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone is healthy, safe, not only that, but also happy. So keep happy and also keep happy. Thank you very much. See you again. See you maybe in the next event. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes,
Bunda.
thank you, Pak. Very much.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Makasih Pak Ari.
Thank you.